Now here's kind of the next piece that when you open up the hood and you get down into the psychology of Billy Blue, chances are Billy has more potential than what he's taking advantage of. Billy might be afraid of setting big goals because he's failed big goals in the past. Billy might be afraid of making cold calls because he's failed at making cold calls in the past. Billy might be afraid of asking for introductions because he doesn't think it's right to impose. And that's all fine. It's just not very productive. And so I want to lay out this formula for you, and here it goes. In life, experience drives our beliefs. Our beliefs then drive our actions, what we do. And then our actions really then become the essence of the results that we get. So just think that with me. Experience drives beliefs. You know, if I made a cold call and somebody screamed at me and cussed at me and said, agents are stupid, quit wasting my time, that would be probably a negative emotional experience. I could come out of that with the belief that cold calling doesn't work. Well, then what are my actions? My actions are going to go, well, I got to find a different way to prospect. So maybe, you know, I go to a bunch of Rotary luncheons or whatever. And then so I end up with a bunch of really small accounts that have almost no revenue, and my book doesn't grow very much. Experience drives belief, belief drives actions, action drives results. Part of my story, very simply, is being raised out in West Texas, Lubbock, Texas. My dad never made a lot of money. So my experience was money's hard to get. You know, he'd give me a couple of bucks, like on a Friday night, Saturday night, when I go out with my buddies, like $2. And for him, that was a lot of money. It just $2 would buy you a Burger King, maybe. Just not a lot of money. So I was around that world, and part of his world, and the reason he was so tight, if you will, was that he lost his mom at age 4. That's an experience. He was raised by his grandparents, his grandfather and grandmother. And at about age 16, a depression hit. His grandfather lost his whole farm. So twice my dad suffered big losses in his life, his mother, as well as his grandfather's wealth to be able to take care of him. Then my dad became kind of a sharecropper, just going from boop, 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 you know, for the next several years. Those experiences drove his beliefs, and he was going after security. So then when he had a chance to step up in the world, he avoided it. And so then his maximum income, and I say this with love and respect because I love my father, the most he ever made was $23,000 a year. Experience drive belief, belief drive action, action result. So me being around that, you know, that really affected me deeply. Didn't know it at the time, but nevertheless it did. So then how do I counteract that? Well, I had to go after some new experiences. What was that? I did a fire walk with Tony Robbins to challenge my belief about doing that, about what I was basically capable of. And what was cool about that is I saw this ad in Success Magazine, black and white ad, big guy, 3-piece suit, walking, you know, kind of like in motion, if you will. Caption was, Tony Robbins helped people turn fear into power. I could use that because I was afraid. I sat there and saw the ad. 50,000 people had already done it. If they can do it, why can't I? Belief. So then, with some help, I signed up and I did the fire walk, did that action. Out of that came the result of a mantra, if they can do it, why can't I? That led me to write a book, start a business, and I could go down the whole list. Experience drives belief, belief drives action, action drives results. All right, so now in our world, as chief growth officers in your agency, what's the number one experience you can create for a lot of your producers? Well, it's going to come in the form of training. Sitting in a training class is an experience. Sitting through learning about differentiation is an experience. Sitting through learning how to bust the incumbent relationship is an experience. Sitting through learning how to leverage a relationship with my client is an experience. All of that training is an experience. When you start to coach me how to do this better, those are all experiences. Those then affect what I believe that I'm capable of pulling off. If I believe I'm capable of pulling off red hot introductions, if I believe I'm capable of busting the incumbent relationship, if I believe I can go do a picture perfect wedge and learn all this stuff, then I will go start to take those actions. I will wedge the guy. I will work red hot introductions. And then my results will be, I'll probably get into bigger accounts and have a much higher close ratio. So, as you start to think about this, I take this thing and reverse engineer it. You start over here with the result that you're getting. What is the result I'm getting right now? Be it financially, be it close ratio, be it whatever. Start to reverse engineer it. Okay, what actions and what am I doing that's leading to that result? Is it really serving my purpose? Then I said to him, once I understand those actions, then I come back one next step and I start to go, well, what is it I believe that has really caused me to do those things? I believe that buyers hate insurance. I believe that all buyers care about is price. I believe that blah, 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 blah. I believe that cold calling doesn't work. Then that's going to do it. Flip side of it though, I can say that now that I understand what I'm doing in essence that is getting in my way, then I come over and I start to define a new set of experience. I go, now I need this experience to be able to morph those belief systems to then cause a different set of actions to get a different result. So we started this whole thing off of growth simplified. And it really is simple. Producers have 3 jobs: prospect, sell, and retain. Chief growth officer has 3 jobs: train, coach, and develop. And I know that when you open up the hood, things get more complex. You know, you got to learn a sales process, you got to learn your differentiation, you got to do some things, but you have to do that anyway. When we get really focused on driving this person to get good at prospecting, there's 2 ways. Driving them to get good at selling, and there's 1 way. Driving them to get good at retention because we have a written service timeline. And yeah, there could be some other things around it, but that's our core deal. Now for you, you just got to orchestrate to go make that thing happen. So we said there's 4 pillars: motivated, confident, organized with a plan, outperform people who lack motivation, lack confidence, disorganized, and have a weak plan. So now we're helping you with, inside of Big Ignition, your private producer portal to get people connected to what they want. Confidence, a whole training platform, the wedge, red hot, boom, 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 all this sort of stuff, you know, to build skills and confidence. Organization, the whole technology platform with prospects, customers, service timeline, red hot introductions, your goals, everything in there. And then last piece is really your 12-month action plan. Here's what I have to do. All built into one place, you know, that we're calling Big Ignition. And of course, my job is to coach you, and your job is to coach them. My job is to help you get better so you can help them get better. And if you allow it to be simple, we'll all get there together. And that's the framework that I hope to get out today. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you sometime soon. Hey, growth should not be so hard, should it? So if you have any questions about this topic at all, please just comment below and I'll get to it and I'll answer as quickly as possible. And if you've enjoyed this video, please just like it, share it, and go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And if you're one of those agency principals, you want to move this thing to the next level fast, I've created a 54-minute video. It's a presentation specifically for agency owners and principals that want to take this thing to a new level. So please take a moment, jump down there and enjoy that 54-minute webinar.